And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, as to the Lord, and not unto men.
Being able to maneuver around and evade helpside defense is one of the most important skills in basketball, and it's one everyone needs to have no matter how tall or short you are. So in this video, I'll show you 10 tricks I like to use to get by helpside defenders in-game, and how you can work on them in your training. The first thing you want to be able to do is add little pauses and hesitations whenever you drive, because this gives time for the play to form, and sometimes you just gotta wait for someone to move out the way for you to be able to go. If you watch Kyrie, you'll see him do this a ton. Like on this play right here, you'll see him come to a complete stop once he sees Dylan Brooks. And this allows him to calculate and think about where he's going to go next. And then he finds space and gets into his midi right next to the rim. And that's one of the most important things when trying to score on helpside defense. You got to be able to find space and get to it. Another thing that's good about using little pauses and hesitations is that it makes you very unpredictable to the helpside defense. And this makes their job a lot harder because they don't know whether to help on you or defend closer to their man. If you have some friends with you, you want to have one of them guarding you and then one playing down low in helpside defense. And you want to use the little pauses to kind of mess with the timing of your drive. But if you're like me right now and you don't have anybody with you, you just want to get really creative and envision a defender being in front of you and one in helpside. And then still do little pauses messing with the timing of your attack. If you want to make space between you and the help defender, you want to make sure you're bumping and driving into your defender. This is something younger players don't really do too often, but it's an essential once you get to higher levels. This is something Shea does a ton, so if you want to learn how to add more bumps and contact to your game, watch Shea. Now, whenever there's a switch on the screen or the defender on you just simply can't guard you, you want to try to pull the ball back out and get to work. Now, this isn't something you should do every time because it might mess with the flow of the offense. But if you know that you can get a bucket on the person guarding you, you want to try to take advantage of that as much as you can. So we're just going to work on trying to attack and then pulling it back out and resetting everything, and then getting back into the attack. Whenever there's gap defenders on you, you always want to have a variety of pickups at your disposal. And the tuck pickup and low sweep pickup are great options to have. This will help you keep the ball away from the help side and keep it safe. You mainly want to use these on taller defenders because it'll be harder for them to reach the ball. And even if they do get their hands on it, if you hold it strong, they won't be able to rip it off you. To work on this, you want to have a defender guarding you and then one playing gap defense. And if you're alone like I am, envision hands reaching and then hold the ball as strong as you can on your pickup. Now there's another pickup I like to use. And whether the person guarding me is shorter than me or taller, I seem to use it on everybody. And that's the high pickup. I got this from Kyrie and he really just uses it perfectly. You can use this in almost every situation, and it helps you keep the ball safe. You just want to work on getting the ball as high as you can. And if you have defense, swing it over their hands. And if not, swing it over an object. And if you don't have either of those, do it on air like me and get as high as you can. You also want to be able to pick up the ball completely with one hand as well as two. Going beyond gap defenders, there's the big boys in the paint, the 4 and the 5. When you're going up against them, there's a couple of things you want to have in your toolkit. One of those is a floater. Whether it's off 1 foot or 2, it's an essential to kill giants and is a must-have when scoring on helpside defense, no matter how tall you are. And as you can see here, every small guard that plays at a high level has it in their bag. So we're going to work on every type of floater, off 2 feet and off 1. And if you have a tall friend, get them to jump with their hands up to challenge the floater. Another important skill to have when scoring on helpside is being able to get into your layups from distance. This makes it harder for the defense to block you because you'll start out further away from the rim. And the move I like to use with this is the up and under. It helps me get the defense to jump and fall for the fake, and it works almost every time. If you're a really athletic player, you want to try to jump from as far out as you can, and then really work on your hang time getting into your layups. This will lead to more easy finishes. For these, we're going to start outside the paint and try to jump from as far out as we can, getting into the up and under. This will help with your hang time, controlling the air, and overall coordination and focus on layups. Another thing that'll help with your control and focus is being able to show the ball with one hand and then gather and finish. This will fake out every big and help side because it'll force them to try to block your shot. And once they jump, you just gotta gather and finish. This is something Kyrie literally mastered, and it's why he's so good at finishing. To work on this, you wanna work on holding the ball out with one hand, acting like you're going up for a lay. And then as soon as you hit the peak of your jump, you wanna quickly switch hands in the air and get into your finish. The last thing you need to destroy helpside defense is fakes. These will give you the edge on literally everyone. Your defender, the helpside defenders, shoot, even the fans watching. If you can master getting your fakes to look real, you'll be unstoppable. The first fake you need is a shot fake hezi. It mainly only tricks out your defender, but sometimes it can trick out the help side too. You want to work on shot fake hezis whenever you're playing versus other people, and also when you're training alone. The next fake is the between the legs, faking the behind the back pass. And if you really sell it, it'll fake out a whole defender off you. You want to just spam these when you get in the gym and try to perfect it. Then we got the pass or dump off fake. And this will stun your defender for like a second. Or best case scenario, have them like this. Then we got the lob fake. And this will get bigs to sag off you or literally just run out the way. And last, if you draw too many defenders, that's good because you'll have open teammates and you can just hit them for open shots. And that's it. If this helped you guys out, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
We know that whosoever is born of God sinneth not, but he that is begotten of God keepeth himself, and that wicked one toucheth him not.